Yo, what is going on, everybody? And how about them Browns? What a game out of Cleveland on Sunday night for their first AFC wildcard playoff game since Frank Gore was fucking born. This was absolutely amazing. The Cleveland Browns defeat the Pittsburgh Steelers 48-37. If you guys do end up enjoying this recap of the game, and we're going to have a great time here talking about it because this was, in my opinion, the best game, at least by far, this weekend, except for Buffalo, Indianapolis. That was a really good one as well. And we're going to go in deep into this one. We are going to be talking about all the other wild card games in a video tomorrow. So if you guys do want to see that, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below, and I'll make sure to post a video on the other 5 wild card games. But I figure I'd single out this game because this game was insane. It really was. The Cleveland Browns come in at -5.5, at least from what I was looking at when this game begun. And the Cleveland Browns beat the ever-living shit out of the Pittsburgh Steelers in the first quarter, scoring 28 points to nothing. And then Cleveland scores 7 points, and the Pittsburgh Steelers score 10 points in the second quarter. And you're thinking, holy fuck, is this going to be a 28-3-esque type scenario here, even though the score was obviously different in the Super Bowl? The Pittsburgh Steelers score 13 in the third, and then the Cleveland Browns score 0. But ultimately, in the fourth quarter, the Cleveland Browns start scoring again and win the game 48-37. So there's a bunch of facets of this game that I want to talk about in this video. So we're going to begin with discussing the game, and then at the end, we're going to be talking about what's next for Big Ben. Is this Big Ben's last ever game we have seen in the NFL? Is this his last game in a Steelers uniform? Where else could he go? Who knows? We're going to be discussing that at the end. So Baker Mayfield without his head coach, with some random guy being the head coach, as far as I'm concerned, of the Cleveland Browns, plays dominant. 21 of 34 for 263 passing yards and 3 tugs and no INTs. He wasn't even sacked in this game, which to me was one of the most impressive stats because that Browns O-line was getting injured. Multiple players were injured. There was guys blocking that didn't even practice that week. That's how bad it was. And the Browns still end up winning, and Baker still plays really good. Nick Chubb, 18 for 76. Kareem Hunt, 8 for 48 and 2 touchdowns. Nick Chubb, though, did get a touchdown, 4 for 69 in the receiving game. Very nice for 1 touchdown, 4 for 4 as well, like he was at Wendy's. Jarvis Landry, very dominant in this one, 5 for 92 and 1 total touchdown. This was a complete game from the Cleveland Browns. Now, points in this game, I was genuinely questioning what the fuck was happening from the Browns because really, once the second half started, they really were not playing good defense at all, and they were losing their rushing ability. It seemed like Chubb or Hunt, regardless of who they gave the ball to, Chunt, as some would call them, the double-headed backfield, just were not really able to get it going. Is that the fault of the coaching? Was it because the O-line was so bad? To be honest, I probably think it's more on the offensive line. But with that said, the Cleveland Browns still played a very dominant football game. Austin Hooper, 7 for 46 on 11 targets. Probably should have had 2 touchdowns. The ball was right in his hand to really seal the deal for the Cleveland Browns in winning this game. He ends up dropping the ball. Rashad Higgins, 2 for 28. Kareem Hunt, 1 for 13. In the receiving game. So this was an overall very complete game from the Cleveland Browns, and I'm interested to see what's going to happen for them in the future. This week they go up against the Chiefs. That's a bit crazy. But yeah, the Chiefs are definitely a very scary opponent. The Browns are going to have to put up 48-plus points in order to win that game, and I'm not too sure that's going to be able to happen up against the Chiefs defense. Now, what happened with the Pittsburgh Steelers? Big Ben set a record, 47 completions in this game, 501 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, though. Can you blame this whole game on Ben? In my opinion, no. The Steelers defense really was just dead as fuck. The game began with one of the funniest things ever. It was like Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl. I saw people talking about that on Twitter. That's what I instantly thought of. Where the game starts, they snap the ball, goes right over Big Ben, and results into a touchdown for the Cleveland Browns. Very, very tough scenario for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Starting off on the wrong foot, and they just literally could not get anything going early on in the game. And the fact that the defense was just on their knees, just really sucking some cock, it just seemed very bad for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that's ultimately why they lost, in my opinion. Though, you can't put all the blame on the defense because Big Ben did throw 4 crucial interceptions. Let me know how you guys felt about Ben's performance, because this was a really good performance overall, but with the 4 interceptions, that's really what kind of screwed them over. James Conner did not look very good, 11 for 37 and 1 touchdown, but they really had no opportunity to rush in this game. Benny Snell, 2 for 13. Derek Watt, one of the Watt brothers, 2 for 2. Juju Smith-Schuster with an amazing game. Mr. Corvette, hop in the motherfucking jet like that. TikTok boy, 13 on 19 targets for 157 yards and 1 touchdown. Juju was playing atrocious in the first half and came out of the second half with such ferocity. I swear he must have read Twitter or hopped on TikTok and saw every single person on earth clowning this man. Played well. That's his last game in a Pittsburgh Steelers uniform, in my opinion. Where does he go? Now, I don't like Juju because I think he's kind of more of a disturbance to the team. Personally, I think he's a good player and all, so I don't want him coming to my Miami Dolphins, but I honestly think that's where he ends up going. Deontay Johnson, 11 for 117, no tugs. James Washington, 5 for 72, no touchdowns. Eric Ebron, 7 for 62 and 1 touchdown. Chase Claypool, 5 for 59 and 2 touchdowns. And overall, pretty solid game from the receiving core there. Going to be tough without Juju Smith-Schuster, but I really think Deontay Johnson can elevate himself to be the #1 wide receiver on this very solid wide receiver core. Now we got to discuss the inevitable. What happens with Big Ben? Now, Juju Smith-Schuster, in my opinion, is 100% gone. I would be genuinely shocked if he was there next year. I really would be. I feel like they just don't have a lot of money, so they're going to get rid of Juju. Now, is Juju the reason why they're losing these games? No. Is Juju helping them win? Kind of. I mean, he does have... Juju's really ice cold or super duper hot. We've seen games where Juju is completely atrocious and not playing good at all. Then we see other games where Juju's on fire, like in this game. So he's really kind of a hot and cold kind of a player, at least as the wide receiver 1 on the team. We saw with Antonio Brown there. Early on in Juju Smith-Schuster's career, Juju just looked like so much better of a player. So I feel like he's going to be gone. What team he goes to, it's really... up in the air. There's a lot of spots for Juju, but I don't think he signs back with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'd be very shocked about that. Big Ben. Now, this is the biggest discussion. He is worth, I believe, $40+ million cap hit next season. Do they want to keep that? I don't think so. I really don't think so. Now, do I think he could play another year in the NFL? 100%. He played pretty well today, but those interceptions were costly. Some of them were just very bad. But he was coming off the offseason where he got shoulder surgery. I mean, was this his fault they lost? No, but I don't think he gets another shot next year in Pittsburgh. Now, where does he end up? Does he just go to Indianapolis, where all the fucking old quarterbacks seem to go to die? Does he go to the Bears? Does he go to the Lions? Does Stafford leave? Does he go to the Panthers? I don't know. I really don't know. Let me know down below where you guys think Big Ben lands in 2021. So thank you guys so much for watching. Corvette, hop in the motherfucking jet like that. Shout out to the Cleveland Browns for winning a football game in the playoffs. I don't even like the Browns. Not a Browns fan. I do like Baker. I like Jarvis Landry. I think the Steelers deserve this loss. As a Dolphins fan, they fucked my my playoff. They did. The Dolphins really fucked it, though, so I'm not actually even that mad at them. But they did screw it over by just not starting their starters. Then Big Ben gets cold in this game. Big Ben was not playing hot at the beginning of this game. Was it because he fucking didn't play last week? I honestly think so. The Browns get back Kevin Stefanski next week. They're on fire. But I think this is going to be too high of a mountain to climb up against the Chiefs, but I'd be interested to think if anyone in the comments believes in the Cleveland Brownies to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Thank you guys so much for watching. Corvette. Shout out Juju. Not really. I don't really like Juju, but shout out to everyone for watching the rest of this video. I hope you guys had a great time on Saturday and Sunday watching some football. If you did end up enjoying at all throughout this video, please make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. I love you all. Cleveland Browns on to the next round. I hope they beat the Chiefs, though, because that would be fucking hilarious. Have a great rest of your guys' day. As always, good boy.